Hello everybody, welcome to another Tina's Tiny Thursdays. Last time, so 2 days ago, on Tuesday, I made some baby shoes, and you can see the other sides on the image over there. This is a full image of the shoes. So that was a lot of fun. And I didn't exactly have... I had concepts of a plan for that one. But I think that turned out really well. Today we are going to, however, make some animals. I figured we'd start things off with a bird, because I feel like I don't paint birds that often. Maybe do like some sort of dog or cat like animal and go from there. Maybe like a wolf or something. But yeah, that's the plan for today, to paint animals. Normally I have the paint already ready to go, so I apologize for wasting your time. And me just loading up a bunch of colors on the canvas. Not the canvas, this is the palette. But I expect this to be a good time. What about you, Beepa? You expect this to be a good time?
Sure.
Hmm?
Get off 5.
Yeah, you get off a 5?
I have to leave straight out and go downstairs.
Okay.
This year,
Hello, Zimboni. Got a bunch of birds up on screen. That one looks so adorable. It's some sort of like baby owl. It just looks like a marshmallow if you just plop it in your mouth and it'll taste like a peep. I've painted parrots before, and toucans, and eagles. Pretty sure I've sold all of those, though. Yeah, we can do like your standard tropical parrot. Let's go with that. Let's go with that today. To start things off, I'm going to I'm gonna start off with our background. Just gonna do like some tropical type foliage in the background. That's gonna dry super dark because it's a black canvas, so I'm going to... I had some yellow somewhere. There we go. My eldest sister, she came into town a couple days ago. Well, maybe about a week or two ago. She's gone now. But she just, like, put some more bottles of paint near my desk area. Didn't say anything. And so, like, one day I went down to paint. I sat down to paint, and then there was all this extra paint, and I'm just like, where did this come from? I didn't buy any of this. And so then I started asking the siblings who, like, live with me normally, and I was like, did you buy me paint? And they're just like, no, why would I do that? But I was super freaked out because it was like 4 giant bottles of paint just appeared out of nowhere, and I was like, I didn't do this. Who did this? Red.
Tested by fire is what I gotta do. Be tested again, man, for 100 proof. I be moving different cause it's a lot to lose. Hold on to my soul cause I got nothing to prove, and that's the truth. They don't understand, but that's alright. Know he's got a plan for my whole life. Steps are order with this will, I'm in line. Can't you tell, don't you know that it's my time? Hey, don't you know that it's my time? Don't you know that it's my time right now? Don't you know that it's my time right now? Don't you know that it's my time? They don't
tempted just to put down this like seafoam color, but I think I'm gonna mix it with this brilliant blue, because just to give it, like, I want it to be bright, but I feel like there's just a little bit more. Yeah, that's a good color. That's a good color. If I need some more shadow, I just add some more blue. If I need it to be brighter, I just add some more, just like teal or seafoam, I forget what this is. I think this is a good foundation so far. I'm gonna zoom in a tiny bit for you guys. I'm gonna angle the light a little bit the other way. Yeah, just so it's not like directly on the painting. Because the background is pretty dark, and so there is a bit of a shiny part. Yeah, brain, not words today. A bit of a highlight, kind of obscuring part of the painting, but I'm gonna set this brush aside for a second. I'm just gonna paint in the face. Okay, now I'm going to clean this brush so I can do some more layering in the red part of the feathers. I do want to go in and have some more structure with some of these feathers. Feathers. Pretty much. I'm back now. You welcome me with a feast. I could be offensive. I could be pretentious. I don't always listen. I know that I miss it. I should be submissive. I should be attentive. I know I can't be around them because I'm different. You're the only one that's there when I fall. You're the only one that hears when I call. You're the one that gives me hope when I had none. No matter what I needed, you provided all. Holding me close, won't let me go. Bless what I sow. Call me to live by the words that you spoke. Gave me a home, grace that you shown. All because you love me better. I'm gonna clean this. And the good thing about just going straight into the base color after doing the background is that this first layer, it's pretty dark, and so you can just add the same color on top of it, and then it'll look like a highlight.
I would always look for love in the wrong places. We're addicted like a drug. We all chasing. If you never take the lead, I won't make it. Loving things that I don't need. Just please take it, yeah. You ain't really with the game, no. They don't know you, that's a
More
shame.
feathers.
Some only serve you for the fame. They want the money,
Area.
not the change. Keep loving us despite the pain. We rarely ever do the same. Need so much from you every day. Preach. Tell me what I'm missing. I need your protection. I need your direction. I need your affection. I need your correction. I need every blessing. I need every lesson. I need every moment. Cause it makes me better, better at believing when you tell me go. Better at agreeing when you tell me no. Better at perceiving when the spirit speaking. Follow as you lead me doing as I'm told. God day and night. Pharisee pride. Told them you died. 3 days you'll rise and you'll come back alive. Your sacrifice saved every life. All because you love me better.
A little bit more shaping on its head. Also trying to leave some of that darkness in some spots. I would say the head should be a lot. There should be a lot less white in this part than there should be more here. Did you see the Shrek 5 teaser? No. What the heck? I thought they were done making those. I don't even know if I saw 3 and 4 all the way.
Say you know me.
There's a basket in the linen closet upstairs. Also, there's like no lights on in the house. Who's the villain in this new Shrek, Zamboni? Tell me. Tell me what's going on. What did they tease? Katrina said I thought Shrek 5 was a rumor. The studio is the villain because they changed Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey's model. Do they look wonky? That's disappointing. Katrina said I heard something about Zendaya being Shrek's daughter. Didn't they have like triplets or something? It could be because the effects weren't finished, but they made them look too smooth. It's really uncanny. Oh, ew. Like Uncanny Valley stuff? curious. I'm gonna see if I can.
Well, what your problem is, there's too much you in this. You be so busy trying to be like you, but God wants you to be like him. The word says if you wish to follow Christ, you must deny yourself daily. You want the less of you and more of him.
Okay. Let's hold on, I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Let me pause the music so everyone can know what's going on with Shrek 5.
Magic mirror. Who's the fairest of them all? Why, Shrek, of course.
Okay. What?
Ew, Dad!
Ooh, Mama like.
Who's making this stuff?
Whoa! Shrek 5, starring Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and Zendaya? Oh, damn. Only in theaters. Christmas 2026.
Oh no, stop it. Go back. I did not mean to click on another trailer. Hopefully it doesn't put another ad.
Ew, Dad!
Ooh, Mama like.
Why? Fiona. What'd they do to Fiona? What'd they do to my girl?
Like.
Who's making?
I mean, Shrek, he just kind of looks older. I guess. It's fine, but there's something weird about Fiona's face. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay. Back to painting, everybody.
I just wanna be like you. 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 Everything I am, it's not what you created me to be, but still you stand. I know I made decisions that wasn't part of the plan, and when I start to stumble, you catch me before I land. Well, sometimes you let me hit the ground, but I know that I needed to realize that I was bound. I said I wanted blessings, but left the hedge I was round. Direction come to the lost, but protection is for the found. Lord, I'm trying to live my life right, but it's hard to deal with life's plight. The dark, they hate it when your light's bright. They talk about you till you feeling like you might fight like Mike might, but if I do that, isn't very Christ-like. Well,
The only one that looked fine was the daughter of Pinocchio. Yeah, there's something weird about the other two. I don't know what.
when it starts to happen, I don't see it clear.
I'm at the other three, I mean, but it's,
I know I'm constantly comparing myself, but that leather holds me up like I'm wearing a belt. I know that Satan's trying to stop me, so he's guarding the best. But it's a setup for your shot, like I'm screening for Steph, I guess. I just need to trust in you, be submissive and just let you do what you do.
I don't know how I feel about all these studio sequels just continuing for forever.
I would too. I wanna be like you. Every day I wake with joy, cause I'm free like you. I wanna have the faith so I can receive like you, preach like you, make the world believe like you. If they're hiding, send me, I wanna seek like you. When they hate, I will turn the other cheek like you. Can I help and give strength to the weak like you? You spoke the world in 7 days, can I speak like you? Yeah. I know, you know, I won't lose hope. My heart, my soul, my goals, it's all yours. You speak, I do, I win when I lose. In all that I do, I wanna be like you. I just 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 wanna be like you. Gabriel, just be patient. You know I hate that word. That's your favorite statement. This season's for the making. Yeah, I know, but it seems like all I have, you disturb and take it. I get that you've been trying to make me, and I know I ain't been the most cooperative lately. You've been working and preparing, cause my time is approaching. I know you spoke it, but sometimes I forget that I'm chosen, cause I can't do what everyone else do. I can't give way to the
feel like there could be more red feathers, but as of right now, I'm going to work on the eyeball.
I fell in love before, but you said that she's not the one. For you, I take a stand like the stadium out of seats. You'll know I'll make the sacrifice if that's how it's gotta be. I'm good at talking yield until it's time to go pay the price. I'm good at helping others, but I don't take my own advice. You save me from the dark, but sometimes it still rises up. We pray against the flesh, cause every day is still fighting us, but still alive. I'm gonna shine like you. I wanna change my thinking, make my thoughts divine like you. When I preach, I wanna speak to what's inside like you. Rise like you, make the dead alive like you. If they need love, help me to provide like you. When my flesh begins to rise, I'll deny like you. If I conform, help me to renew my mind like you. If there's too much of me, help myself to die like you. Yeah. I know, you know.
And then the actual eyeball around that. Want to be a tiny bit gray. And there is like
Always
a
remember the
little
best
shine,
version of yourself is
a little
who
anime
you have
sparkle
been
right there.
to be,
And
and
then
now who you're trying to be.
it's map making time. Yeah! You got Gim Gam tonight, right?
Yeah. Tell 'em call me.
What's it been, like 2-3 weeks since you've been able to do your game?
Too much favor and anointing, you can see it. If you make it your confession, you can be it. Just believe it. Tell 'em call me. If they're looking for a miracle, I got blessings in the natural and the spirit. Too much favor and anointing, you can see it. If you make it your confession, you can be it. Just believe it. I've been grinding daily, it's a different vibe. Right. Had to put my mental focus back in line. Right. Talking negative, I move it to the side. Hey. Ain't no time to take a day off, working through the night. Seek the kingdom first, that's the motive. Don't focus on the fear, can't afford it.
Well, I'm sure you guys will have a very fun time. Just don't fall asleep on mic again.
In the future like I'm married to see. Tell them call me if they looking for a miracle. I got blessings in the natural and the spirit. Too much favor and anointing, you can see it. If you make it your confession, you can be it. Just believe it. Tell them call me if they looking for a miracle. I got blessings in the natural.
About that, you want to know when I woke up? Yeah, when'd you wake up?
Favor and anointing, you can see it. If you make it your confession, you can be it. Just believe it. Like we sitting in the bleachers, boy, we ain't come to play. Are you hearing how they speak it? So it's doubting what they say.
Oh, you woke up at 6 today? That's so early. You know, early if you ain't, got nowhere to be. Yeah, good luck, couldn't fall back asleep, so you took NyQuil.
Spiritual, if you just listen close to lyrics, telling folks call me if they looking for a miracle. I got blessings in the natural and the spirit. Too much favor and anointing, you can see it if you make it your
I think that looks a
confession.
little bit more like the picture. It looks pretty smooth, the feathers, over here. Everywhere else, you can really tell. In the eyes, tiny bit more yellow to some parts. From what I overheard from the game session on Tuesday, you didn't miss much. I don't know if anybody told you what happened, but you guys collected the bounty. You guys stopped someone from being falsely accused or whatever. The sheriff was the one that was behind the stuff. No, the deputy, I think, and then he got executed for his crimes. You guys found that you guys were like renegotiated how much you're supposed to get paid. That you found the guy, and at like a lawyer's office, and he, you know, his name was cleared, and so you guys were basically like, we don't need the extra money from the reward, so if you just, you know, go there, you'll get the reward yourself. And then you guys went to another area that they didn't explore too much, because I don't think they wanted to do too much without you. And then also Penguin had to go put the baby to sleep, so you didn't miss much, but besides, you know, quips back and forth and death threats and whatnot, but story-wise, you didn't miss much. And whoever is like the party NPC likes to drink intellect potions because they take like Sprite. It's so funny having no context for any of these characters and just listening to the nonsense. So here we have our little parrot. I think he's cute. You're too anxious. It's pretty jokey, that party. Yeah. Sakura had jokingly threatened Penguin, and then I said it in the chat for them to fight to the death. Or no, to hunt each other for sport, and so it would I kind of derailed. I mean, nothing was really happening, but I kind of ended up derailing you guys for a little bit because they got into a long discussion of who could win 1v1. The same energy as when we did the Mech Warrior campaign. Oh no. Oh no. Found a picture of a doggo that I will attempt. I believe it's a golden retriever. I'm not. It could be a yellow lab. I don't know. I'm not good with dog species like that, you know. I'm not an animal person. I'm really not a dog person, because it's like anytime I get close to a dog and they see me as a chew toy or something and they just lose their absolute minds. Are you gonna watch tonight's session too? I don't think I've watched any of your Elden Ring-esque session. I had joined on Tuesday because well, usually Tuesdays, you know, I go to the movies with my I used to go with my mom, but nope, pushing back those emotions. Me and Bina, we go now on Tuesdays. It used to be the three of us, sometimes four of us, if Katrina was there. But we went to an early movie, and so I was just like, I need background music while I sketch. And then I was like, oh, how about background shenanigans? But tonight I'm not available for background shenanigans.
I must admit I've slipped into my comfort zone. I must admit I miss the way it was before. I've gotten used to the business as usual, using you as a uniform to show unity while feeling alone. It's your presence that I want. I don't
But
need
that could
nothing
change.
else.
Who
I
knows?
wanna get full of your love so I can lose myself. You are my fortress, my focus has been on fortune. I folded before your fullness. I'm foolish without your presence felt. Did I miss it or can I fix it? My hands are lifted, look out, listen. I learned to live it, I learned to give it all my effort and my attention. My sense suspended, disciplined is so well defended. I know you hear me, hung there bleeding. You barely breathing. For all who need it, for all who's grieving and seeking freedom. For every reason, you the reason. I'm seeking freedom from all my grieving. We are needed. You barely breathing to hang there bleeding.
Dang, I was gonna give you an NPC slot if you could show up, but that's okay. Well, what time is it? What time is your Gim Gam? If it's like at 9 or if it's like 9:30 or later, then maybe I could. It's around 9. I'll let you know around like... It's usually actually around 9:30ish. Okay. That's a maybe leaning towards a yes. I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, I can totally do it, and then, you know, not be available. But, I'll let you know at like 8:30 if I can. Okay, I'm going to outline the doggo.
Let perseverance finish its work, yeah, you keep telling me. Steadily repeated in church, they overwhelming me. Pastor preached to me about the verse and quite compellingly. Cause crime coin and plenty of girls is what they selling me. And I don't need no felonies, don't bring no babies up in this house, yeah, you can bet that. Mom's is always holding me down in case of setbacks. Sometimes I fail to respect her crown and I regret that. She queen, never forget that, don't ever disrespect that. Of course I know that my life is more than what I perceive. Of course I know I can have it as long as I believe. Of course I know that society's trying to hinder me, cause they expect me to follow what they consider key. Their symphonies about killing things or stealing dreams that mention things that will pen on the holy king's acts and give depiction of God's intentions to intervene. The melody of society's just the devil's dream. Profess, progress, preach, prophesy, and pay your tithes. Focus, focus, never let your place affect your mind. Don't let your flesh be more important than the God you serve. Are you willing to go to hell for what's here on earth? Focus on it, focus on him. Focus on the blessing, know you headed for it. Sin is just a price that I cannot afford. Tell him it's anointing in these metaphors. Man, I look forward to blessings, and it's making me restless. Ain't no time to be resting, too much time I've invested.
Be gone. Bot. You know, if dogs weren't such vicious beasts around me, they'd be actually kind of cute. Like puppies, like, yeah, okay. But just like a full-grown dog? No, get away from me. I want nothing to do with you, because you're probably going to bite me. It doesn't matter how friendly the dog is, it's just, there's, I don't know. They just freak out around me. At least I just expect all cats to try to murder me, right? It's just like, people are like, dogs are so friendly and so loyal and da 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 da, and then I get around a dog and it just, I don't know. Like, oh, he never acts this way. Uh-huh, sure. Sure. He's so friendly, I don't know what. Uh-huh. Hey, Yurdy! Hey, Tina had to come out with a lyric. Your pet commentary is cracking me up. And it's like other animals, like, will be completely fine around me. Because I sure said out loud, hey, Lola doesn't bite. People always say that, and then a dog gets near me, and then I just turn into a cartoon steak. I don't know what it is, but... But other types of animals, people's cats, they're hamsters, they're turtles, they're... Everything else is just completely fine. But when dogs get around me, they just, I don't know. Maybe, maybe they can still smell the pheromones or whatever from that time that lion peed on me. Maybe they smell that. Maybe that trip to Africa just changed my DNA. And they forever smell a lion on me, and they're like, oh no, predator must attack, and I'm just this 5'3" woman instead of a big threatening cat thing. It is a possibility. They smell your disdain for them. Here's the thing, I don't dislike dogs. I think they are very useful. I think they, you know, when I was younger, I really wanted a pet dog. I really wanted one. I wanted a dog, and I wanted a golden retriever, and we had, we had I think a black lab when I was a kid. I was maybe like 6 years old when it died. And that was a vicious dog. Like he would never like act up or anything around if my mom was around, because he respected my mom, but he would do the wildest stuff when my dad was around. But you know, we had that dog when I was little, and then when I was, you know, like a preteen and stuff, I begged my parents for a dog, and they were like, no, we can't afford it. And it was just like, that's fair, that's valid, because you can barely afford us. And so it's not like I've always had this. I was attacked by a dog when I was like 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old. But I don't know, it's like once I hit a certain age, dogs just started getting crazy around me. I'm just like, you know what? I'm good. I am so good. Just one time I was driving in a neighborhood and this dog just I got too close to its house and it was barking and freaking out, and it was like jumping on my car, and it was like trying to like get under the wheel of the car and get in front of it, and it was just like it was trying everything it could to try and attack me, and I'm just like, I don't want to hurt this dog, but I need to move my car. I had to like wait for some neighbors from a different house to come and grab the dog, and they're like, what's wrong with you? Like, and it's like, what's gotten into you, Rover, or whatever the dog's name was, and it's just like just trying to get at me in the car, and I'm just like, please, I'm just driving. What is this? You know, I've reached that point where it's like, you know what? I don't have to be around them. They don't have to be around me. It's fine that they exist. I just don't want them to hurt me. That's the way I feel about them. It smelled fear. It smelled panic because it smelled fear and lack of iron. So rude. It can smell the anemia from 30 yards away and decided that I was a problem. need like brown. You know, if I was living in some sort of like post-apocalyptic world, I would totally just get over. I wouldn't say it's a fear. I would say it's a mutual respect of keeping away from each other. But I would totally get over that if world goes to crap, grid gets fried. Oh, I am raising attack dogs for sure. I'll figure out how to get them to not attack me, and then they're attacking everyone else. That's like the only reason I can think of to like that I would have a dog. I mean, if I start dating a guy and he has a dog, I might it might put some pause, but will give me pause, not put some pause. And I'll be like, okay, do I really want to deal with this thing for another 10, 20 years where it could possibly just kill me at any moment? If the right man came along and he had a dog, then I would just suffer through the relationship. Meaning the relationship with the dog, not through the man. Sometimes I feel like I paint animals in a very unsettling way by waiting to add in the eyes until it's... yeah, that's... But every time I make one, I'm just like, yep, waiting. Now it's time for the eyes after the face is already there and there's just like the sunken in... Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Like, it weirds me out every single time, but I'm just like, this is the only way I know how to do this. You would like my cat. She would just avoid you unless you offer her food. Yeah, cats are fine. I don't want one, but they're fine. I've never been, you know, assaulted by a cat besides that lion that peed on me, but like an actual just normal cat? Yeah, no. Never had any problems. Then again, if there was no fence between me and that lion, who knows what could have happened. Yeah, big cats are different. Bean said she had to leave at 5. I wonder if I have to cook her dinner. I'm gonna message her. So I don't have to cook for her. I can just like, you know, bake some chicken and have some green beans for my dad, and then just worry about myself. Just be glad it's just a lion and not a tiger or a panther. Those are the real kings of the jungle. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad that I live in the time and place that I do, because any other point in history just seems completely awful. Like, imagine being, you know, different country, different, or just different time in history where there's just a bunch of wildlife everywhere. There's not a lot of cities or human settlements or something, and there's just, you gotta traverse a long ways to get places, but also there's all these animals that could just kill you instantly. I'm so glad to be an American in the year of our Lord 2025. Because I could not cut it in any other point in history. I'd be one of those women with a weak constitution dying from childbirth at 22. I see a lot of videos where leopards or tigers go into the city and the whole neighborhood has to gang up on them with sticks to drive them out. Oh no. Oh no. No thank you. I'm glad the only thing I have to the only wildlife that is a problem around here are deer. Like geese, they'll pretty much leave you alone if you don't mess with them. The wild turkeys, same thing. They're not gonna mess with you, you don't mess with them. But deer, they just... It's not like they're gonna attack you, they're just gonna attack your car. They're going to attack your car. And it's a consistent thing. There's so many deer. I think in recent years there was concern because there wasn't enough people renewing their hunting licenses, and so there was concern that there was going to be too many deer. Yeah, deers attack your wallet. Hey Leth, how's it going? Changed it from a 4th of July thing just to an eagle screech. Yeah. Glad there's no bears where I am. Really glad there's no bears. I need to make this come down. And then this is all gooey and wet looking. Having a pretty good day so far. Was able to get some real cheap gas because of some grocery store rewards, and I was just like, oh yeah, this is the life. This is what being an adult is all about. Being happy when you got a really good coupon. Filled up my gas tank for like $32. I was just like, oh yeah, this is the life right here. Yeah, gotta take those W's. I get so irritated about the gas prices because I drive a lot, and it's just like, oh come on, when is this gonna go down? When is this gonna go down? And I saw that in my area, at the gas station that's closest to me, kind of. Well, there's like 2 other ones that are closer, but they're never as cheap. I saw that it was $2.92 per gallon, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm using those grocery store reward points to get this to be $1.92 per gallon, and I'm about to be happy for the next 2 weeks. Although I'm probably not gonna have to do a lot of driving this particular weekend, so that's also nice, but I'm just super happy when things are cheap. I drive electric, so I don't look much at those prices anymore. I'm just constantly looking at the range left instead. Well, good for you for having an electric vehicle. For a while, there was not a lot of charging stations anywhere. At least not nowhere near me. I'm just like, where are all these people going to charge their cars, like in the middle of the day? Let's go back to trains. Trains, you know, not a bad idea. It'd be great if there was just like a massive rail station that was functioning in the US. That'd be pretty nice. Like a high-speed rail, like in other countries, that'd be great. At the same time, I don't want my taxes to increase. Especially since I know they're not actually doing anything with the money. Case in point, the governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, she campaigned on, let's fix the bleeping roads, right? That's what she campaigned on in 2015, sometime around there. The roads are still incredibly terrible, but our taxes have just gone up astronomically. Even like the registration fees at like the DMV, that it's shot up like another like, I don't know, like $60 to just pay for your car tags. It's like, why does it cost so much for this dumb little sticker to go on the back of the car? Why does it cost? Why do you have to do this every single year? What is a typical tax rate over there? It depends. It depends. It depends on what part of the state you're in, and like if you got like local stuff, that'll affect it. Well, you got your 6% sales tax. You got your income tax, you got your sales tax, and then, but just like anything car related, just goes up like another like $50 or $60 every single year. Any type of insurance, any type of car registration fees, that it just keeps going up and up and up. It's just like this, none of this makes sense. And they say it's going towards the roads and stuff, but we have the worst roads in the Midwest. Like, if you're not looking and you drive over the Michigan-Ohio border, you can just feel the difference in the road. You don't have to be looking up to see the Welcome to Ohio sign or the Welcome to Michigan sign. You can just feel the quality difference in the cement, in the asphalt, whatever. You can feel it. Because it goes from, you know, feeling like you're on a dirt road to smooth. We have the worst rated roads within the Midwest. And it's insane. Just generally speaking, if there's any type of proposal that's like, oh, we can have this, but it's going to increase your tax rate by 2%, 4%. I always vote no, because I just like, I know you're stealing the money. I know it for a fact, because nothing ever gets done in this place. Nothing ever gets done in this state. Especially stuff for like school board in my area, because it seems like every 2 years there's someone going to jail on the school boards because they've stolen the funds. There's someone, not necessarily to the ones that are like close to me, but just like within like a 20-mile radius. It's just every couple of years there's some new scandal about some school administrator that is going to jail because they were stealing the money from the, and it's like, why, who are y'all hiring? What are y'all doing? Like, can y'all please just do a full audit to see what is going on, and how you guys keep hiring the same type of people over and over again. And then you want to increase taxes another 5% because the schools are out of money. It's like, the schools are out of money because y'all stole the money. Or the money was just misallocated. For example, when my sister was in high school, this was like 1999, so this is a while ago, but you know, it's a real life example. Bill Gates had donated all new computer systems to the school, and so, you know, it was like a big news story. And so one day, like, my sister had asked, you know, the teachers, like, what happened to the stuff that, you know, that Bill Gates donated. And so he's like, oh, you want to know? I'll show you. And so he like walked her over to the storage closet that had all of these computers in it, and he was like, the school board never hired anybody to hook up all these computers, so they've been sitting here. And she was just like, what, why? And he's like, I don't know. But yeah, my state, it's like county taxes and stuff change like that from place to place, but as far as like insurance and car stuff, I think we have the highest in the US, or maybe like in the top 10 for taxes for anything car related. But yeah, it's just, it's just so infuriating. It's just so annoying that all this stuff just gets mishandled. And it happens so often. I just... Like there's a news story. I don't think it was in Michigan. I think it might have been in Illinois, which is close to Michigan. There was a mayor that, I think it was a mayor, that used tax dollars for a vacation to another country. And he tried to, and when there was like a inquiry into what was going on, like the other people like on the council, you know, put in an inquiry, and he tried to make it into a race thing. He's like, I can't believe you guys are trying to tear down a black man and all this stuff. And someone else on the council was like, we're all black here. This has nothing to do with race. You wasted taxpayer money. And I just hate to see like big government waste like that. So as much as I would like, going back to the train system and stuff, as much as I would love for travel to be easier and cheaper, I don't know. Right now I don't trust any big changes to infrastructure because I know people are just lining their pockets. And things are just being stolen and misallocated and on a positive note, I think this dog is turning out pretty good. Can't remember the last time I painted a dog. He's got these big, beautiful brown eyes. I was not a big fan of public transport, but I lived in Copenhagen for a while, and the train service and public transport in general was so great. Could get anywhere and never waited more than 5 to 10 minutes. That sounds nice. We don't have a ton of public transport where I live, or even in most of the state. Like, there are bus systems and stuff like that, but most people own cars and have cars and stuff. Most things are so spaced out and far away that you really do need a car to get around. most of the state is just like there are bigger cities like near. Okay, so Michigan, it's shaped like a hand, right? So like in this area, there's a lot of cities, and then on this in this part of the hand, there is you know, there's a lot of cities and stuff. But like once you go like up north, like this is basically all corn. All of this, just cornfields. And then it leads into the Upper Peninsula up here, which is I've never been to the Upper Peninsula, so I can't tell you what that's like. But all up in here, it's a lot of lakes and a lot of corn. A lot of corn and wheat. So, yeah. If we had some sort of better transportation options around here, that'd be good. I mean, Detroit, which is like here, Detroit does have more public transportation. I think we in Europe forget how massive USA is sometimes. Yeah. It is quite massive. Last week, me and my sisters, we drove down to Washington, D.C., and that took 8.5 hours? We were only there for 2 days. We drove down, we were there for 2 days, and then drove back. So 16 hours in the car. And Washington, D.C. is not even like, you know, it's not on a coast, it's not at the edge of the country, it's like, it's not even in the middle, you know, it's... You could drive all day and still not get to the edge. At least from where I'm at. This dog would take this long, but that's okay. It is quite an expressive pet portrait. Keep getting random notifications on my phone. Oh, okay. The longest car trip I ever took was with my sister Christina. We were driving to Arizona. It took us 30 hours to get there, so we split that over 2 days. That was like 2014, I think. 2014, 2015. That was a book convention to sell her stuff. And we had a good time. It was a lot of fun, but it was kind of it was kind of nerve-wracking for her driving in Arizona because the streets were weird. 30 hours driving is insane, even if it is split up. I mean, yeah, and I didn't have my license then, so she did all the driving. Yeah, that was fun though. The thing about really long car trips is that, you know, at the beginning it's like, okay, you know, I've settled into my seat, you know. And then maybe after a while you just start to get a little bit impatient and you're like, okay, when is this gonna be over? But once you've already gone 200 miles and you got another 4 to go, 4 or 5, however much you got to go, it's just like, you know what? It's not that bad. On the way back from DC, we were listening to one of Agatha Christie's novels on Audible, and that was a lot of fun. Because at first, it was my turn to drive on the way back, and so we had like another 6 hours to go. And at first, you know, the first hour or something, it was just like, okay, this is kind of boring or whatever. But then it got to like a really really I don't want to say spicy because that has different connotations in book world. Dramatic. It got to like a really dramatic part in the book, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then my sisters had fell asleep and they woke up and they're like, what happened? And so then I paused the book and I explained what was going on, and they were just like, oh my, really? So if you go on a long journey like that, driving somewhere, just make sure you got a good book. A good book on tape. It will really pass the time. And it was so funny because when we first started listening, this needs to calm down a lot more. We first started listening to the book, Gina, she's the eldest, she said, you know, I never guess who's done it in the Agatha Christie books. I've never been able to guess. And then she fell asleep, missed like 2 hours of the book. 200 miles in, 200 to go. Insert this is fine meme. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, when you're driving and it's like you have 150 miles until your next exit change or until your next toll road, it can be kind of like, oh my gosh, 150. But like I said, the book got really good. But Gina, she had fell asleep, missed 2 hours of the book, and then came back in after I explained stuff to her. And then listened to the book, and she was like, oh, it's so-and-so. I think so-and-so is the murderer. And I was like, okay, yeah, that could make sense. And then she was completely 100% right. And I was like, how? She missed 2 hours of the book and completely guessed the murderer right. And I was just like, well, yeah, maybe. Like, how did she miss 2 hours of information? And it's just like, yep, it's this guy. They did it. It was a good story, though. It was, what's it called? It was Agatha Christie, The Murder of... What's the name of the book? I'm gonna look it up real quick. It's gonna bother me if I don't know it. Agatha Christie. The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. Yep, that's what it was. That was a good one. I really enjoyed that one. Like murder mysteries, if you like whodunits, I recommend that book. Agatha Christie, her work is good. There are quite a few Agatha Christie stories that we studied in school with Mr. Hercule Poirot. You know, it's funny. Different schools have different stuff, right? Have different like English classes or whatever. And like my seventh grade English class, it was specifically on like murders, like like mysteries. Like it was like that's all we did. We read we read mysteries and other types of we read like Edgar Allan Poe stuff. We read Sherlock Holmes books. It was just like, it just was a really random, you know, looking back, that's like a really random English class to have, you know. Usually it's like, oh, we're gonna learn about grammar points and all this stuff, but it was just 100% like whodunit stuff. And then for like one project, you had to like get together with a group and like write out a whodunit skit and perform it in front of the class. And I was in charge of writing the skit, and it was absolutely terrible. And everyone looking upon us was looked on in absolute confusion. And yeah, it was. Teacher was a murder mystery fan. Yeah, she was, but for some reason, like that was in the curriculum. Like the whole semester was just studying murder mysteries, and like it was like poetry and murder mysteries. That's what the class was the whole time. And then in 9th grade, it was science fiction. Like a whole semester was just on science fiction novels. We read a lot of like Ray Bradbury short stories, and it talked about episodes of the Twilight Zone and and other stuff like that. This school was so random for that. Oh gosh. And I think 10th grade was like English and media, so it was like you read books and stuff, but like also you talked about like the way like the movies were made about the books and stuff. And that wasn't like an elective, that was the regular English class. This school was so random. I mean, I learned a lot in those classes, I suppose, but just the syllabus, just specifically being about these particular types of writing is funny in retrospect, I guess. They also had like a lot of fun electives in the high school as well that you could take. Like I needed a science credit for my junior year? Or was it senior year? No, it was my senior year. I needed... It might have been junior. Either way, I needed a science class credit, and originally I had signed up for physics, and then but the school counselors had like messed up my schedule, and so I didn't have a 5th hour. And so I'm just like, okay, I don't have a car. I can't just leave school early. It's like, how did they mess up me not having a class for the whole semester? Like, how does somebody do that? And so I talked to the counselor, and they were like, oh yeah, that's definitely an error. And I was like, oh, by the way, can I switch out of physics to crime scene investigation? No, it was called forensic science. Yeah, I went from physics to forensic science, but it was basically a CSI class. And also there were like some art classes that was supposed to be on my schedule, but that they had messed up with that too. So my entire senior schedule got rearranged after like the 3rd day of school. Forensic science was a lot of fun. The first unit that we did was on studying serial killers. And so we all had to write reports. Like there were, we like broke off into like groups of 3. So there was 10 different book reports that us kids were doing on serial killers. I forget the name of the serial killer that I had, but it was in Canada, and it was a doctor that was killing old people. And he had got away with it for a while because they didn't want to report on it or anything, and so like there were no details being released to the media, but also it was sort of like Angel of Death stuff, like he was poisoning old people, like giving them like overdoses on their meds and stuff, so that they would just like die in their sleep. But he killed like, I think it was like 20 or 30 people that way. And of course someone had your Norman Bates and your other people and stuff like that. And there was a whole like 4-week unit on handwriting analysis. And then what other stuff that we do in that class? What else do we do? fingerprint analysis, there's handwriting analysis, there was, I think, some sort of psychology element to it as well. But it was a fun class. It was hard though. It was really hard. I did really bad on the handwriting analysis unit. Well, at least the test for it, because there was like this letter that there was like 12 letters or something like that that was written in both. Someone wrote it with their right hand, someone wrote it with their left hand, and you had to match up the correct letter to the correct person based off of how they looped their Y's and closed their A's and stuff like that. And I think I got like a D or a C on that test, and I was a straight A student, so that was a blow to my ego. Straight A's except for math, because for some reason I was taking advanced math classes, even though I was not trying to be like an engineer or anything, but I was taking like trigonometry and pre-calc, and I had my heart set on art school, so I don't know why I was taking all those classes, but straight A's except for math. So getting a C on a handwriting analysis test, that hurt my heart. That hurt my little heart. Okay, so we got a dog, we got a bird. I don't have a lot of time left. Animal, I need an animal. I could do a penguin quick, I think. Does that actually work? Analyzing handwriting? Like to identify a person? It's not like a smoking gun, you know, it's not like having DNA evidence or something for a crime, but it can help. There's like a whole like psychology behind the way that we write and stuff like that, and so it can help determine a suspect. You know, also if someone like is doing like check fraud or something, that'd be, you know, a good way to tell, you know, if it's sort of like a white collar crime. But there is it has its places. Oh, another unit was on bullet analysis, and you had to compare like the bullets from like different guns. I mean, we didn't have the guns in school, but it was like the images of the bullets that were going through like different like guns and stuff, and you had to, and there was like a whole like computer program that I think they actually used in like police work and stuff, if I remember correctly, that we had access to. It's not like it was hooked up to like a, you know, local police station or anything, but there was that was also fun. But handwriting analysis, it can help a little bit, but like I said, it's not gonna be like your smoking gun. My brain is turning to goo making this encounter map. I feel that. You could always steal someone else's existing map, like the layout and stuff. And just recreate it from there. Who's encountering what? Oh, he's working on his D&D game. So he's working on the 2D map that his players will be walking across and fighting on. Okay, I'm gonna stop staring at the dog. The more I look at the dog, the more I'm like, I need to fix this, I need to do that. But I think he's fine. I think he's a good boy. He's not gonna bite me. Because he's 2D. Oh, I could, okay. I am gonna make a penguin, but I'm gonna make one of the Adelie penguins. Oh wait, no, not that one. No, who got the funky eyebrows? Who got the funky eyebrows? Rockhopper, okay. Yeah. We're doing a Rockhopper. Since a rock hopper, let's put him on some rocks. That reminds me, I still have not seen the second Happy Feet movie. I think penguins are really cool. They're just, you know, these cute little fat birds, and they're so far away from everybody else and everything. Just trying not to get eaten by all these water predators. Really cool. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time making these rocks, but just wanna add some character to the background. I am going to quickly dry this. I just want to say thank you to everybody that is watching on Twitch and on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. However you watch, whenever you watch. I know people watch this back on YouTube as well. Thank you. I am going to mute so I can try this. Oh, I totally... Did I hit the mute button? I don't think I hit the mute button. If maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I'll have to play it back and see. Okay. Let's get into this penguin. Don't think he did. Yeah, I thought not, because I looked back and I saw the volume levels go and I was like, oh, okay. I clicked on the wrong thing when I went to hit mute. It's still a little wet down there, that's fine. Could be a part of the shadows. Because the penguin story, it's not going to be completely 100% white. too much more to do with this Rockhopper penguin. And they got their little feetsies. Have our little buddy, our little Rockhopper. Maybe I should have did like a close-up of it, but kind of like just the just, I don't know, there's something about it that it just looks funny to me. Alright, those were our paintings for today. We got ourselves a parrot, a doggo, and a penguin. Yeah, I had fun with you guys. Thank you for chatting with me while I make tiny things. If you guys want to check out my website, it is tinastextportraits.com, so you can go to look at other stuff that I've done, commission me and all that jazz. I don't have another trip to DC planned, so I'll be ready to go next Tuesday. And I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Stay safe, stay warm. It is still the winter. Don't let the February slight warmth fool you. We got another month and a half of this. But yeah. Thank you, Leth. I appreciate that. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Goodbye.